Next up here on Blitz on the phone, we have Phillip Jones. He's the head football coach at Banks County for the Leopards football team. And, Coach, thank you so much for being on Blitz today.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate it too, Coach. And you're the first-year head coach here at Banks County. You got off to a good 2-0 start, and you're 2-2 heading into region play this coming Friday against Union County. Is this kind of where you expected your program to be at this point?
Well, we had a tough loss to Athens Christian, but we were a little disappointed that we lost that one. But we were there were signs of life in there. Our kids we had two big turnovers early down deep in their territory, and gave up a couple of touchdowns, but our kids kind of fought their way out of that hole and actually took the lead, and we kind of gave up that lead right at the very end of the game. I was proud of our kids for fighting back and for trying to go get that thing, but it didn't work out in the end. But yeah, we're pleased with our start. We're pleased with the kids and their attitude and how they've responded and how they respond to our leadership, and we feel like good times are ahead for us here.
Now, talk about that leadership that you just mentioned. How many seniors do you have this year on the team, and then also talk about the leadership they bring and the depth that you have on this team?
We have 14 seniors, and they've done an excellent job. Sometimes when there's a change in coaches, there's a difficulty in the transition with the seniors. I think our seniors have adapted to the new leadership and the new schemes very well, and meshed very well with what we're trying to do. Always going to be a little bit of a learning curve with the new staff and with the new scheme, but these guys have adapted well and provided a good bit of leadership, and so overall, I've been very pleased with those guys.
Now, Banks County made the state playoffs in 2008 when the team went 6-5, 6-3 in region play. What do you think? If you look at that team, which I know you weren't there at that point, but what do you see that this team you have right now needs to do to get back to that point, I guess?
Well, I think we have a good solid group of guys. They're very coachable, and they work very hard to play exactly like we asked them to play. But we're not good enough right now to make a lot of mistakes and overcome those mistakes. For example, at Athens Christian when we turned it over 3 or 4 times. So I think number one, we got to eliminate turnovers, and number two, we got to play better in the first half. 3 of our first 4 games, we have not played very well in the first half, and so that's kind of a characteristic of having some youth, and so we're hoping that throughout the region play we can start a little faster, and we're trying to really focus on simplifying what we do, so our kids can just play fast and not try to worry about making mistakes. Just go out there and play hard and play fast, and kind of let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, and while as we mentioned that you start your region play against Union County on Friday night, and interestingly enough, your brother Tommy Jones is the head coach over at Lumpkin County. He was on the show earlier here today, and talk a little about maybe some brotherly competition. You're both playing Union County this year. Is there any kind of competition between the two of you that you maybe joke around about?
Well, not too much, I guess. Not at least by the gauge of the score or anything like that. But certainly it'd be line if we didn't try to help each other out. And it's nice to have some common opponents, I guess, and he can kind of give me a few things to look out for from the opponents that we're going to play.
Have you ever imagined what it would be like if you had a chance to ever play against your brother over at Lumpkin County?
Well, I don't know if we want to right now. He's in his 6th year there and has done an excellent job, and he's built up that program very strongly, and they're doing some good things already off to a 3-1 start and looking strong for region play themselves. And maybe in a couple of years, ask me that question again, and we'll see where we are.
Yeah, I'm sure you two may not be talking a whole lot during that week, at least. But
exactly.
Coach, getting back
we may actually talk about scrimmaging next year, doing our early season scrimmaging.
That would definitely be interesting. We'd look forward to watching that. Last question for you there, Coach, before we wrap this up. Talk a little about Region 8AA, how you see this thing shaking up, especially in your sub-region.
Well, I think it's very open at this point in our side of the sub-region. We've got we've got it's kind of I think it's kind of like last year. It's going to be very close, and I think that the team will emerge that like we talked about earlier, that makes the least mistakes and can find a way to put points on the board and play good defense. And we just hope that we're progressing and we can keep getting better and hopefully we can be one of those there at the end with a chance to win that thing.
We hope so. Coach Jones, thank you so much for your time here on Blitz. We look forward to watching your team compete the next couple months and wish you the best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you having me.
We appreciate it. Thanks again, Coach.
All right. Take care.
Next up, we'll be in the studio for our Player of the Week award.